Hello, and welcome to day 13. Today we're going to talk about nature, why it's awesome, why it's so good for your brain, and why you should do a lot more of it. I'm not necessarily recommending that everyone gets to a national park every weekend, even though that would be awesome. What I'm really recommending is that you just get around green spaces more, put a plant in your house, go for a walk in your neighborhood park. Anything that gets you close to the woods, the dirt, anything that reminds you that you're human. Because as 99% of our kind of human history has shown, we spend all that time outdoors. But for the last kind of 1%, the last 2,000 years or less, we've kind of dwindled that down almost to the point now where people on average only spend 5% of their time outdoors, which is really bad because nature has so many wonderful things that can help you. One of the best things it can do is heal you. And one of the ways it does that is that the fountain sides that are naturally in the kind of the pine trees or in the dirt, things that help you calm down. They're a natural sedative that help you relax. And with our hectic lives, we need all that we can get. And it's free, which is pretty cool. And the important thing to remember about nature is that it's not too stimulating and it's not too boring, which is really important for our brains. They've even shown that people who kind of walk in nature versus walk on a busy street, their subgenial prefrontal cortex actually deactivates by up to 40% more. And their subgenial prefrontal cortex is the rumination center, the part that makes you think about your worries and your problems. So just walking on a city street doesn't do it, but walking in nature does. And that's a really important thing to remember, because what you're getting in nature is a sense of awe, a sense of something grander than yourself, something bigger than yourself. And that's really important for, say, someone who has depression, who's really focused on their problems and themselves. All of us tend to focus on what's going on in our lives. So when we get in nature, we start to see the bigger picture, what's going on around us, and we start to stop to worry a little bit less about our own selves. They've even shown in one prison study that people who had a view of the outdoors got sick mentally and physically 24% less. So just by seeing nature, compared to someone in the inmate cell next door who doesn't get anything, they're going to be better off, which is really cool. And a lot of cultures across the world are recognizing this. In Japan, for instance, they have retreats, so they call forest bathing, where they just go out into nature and sit there. And they also have gongoozling in the Netherlands, where it just means sitting by a river and doing nothing. And what they find when they do these kind of small studies is that people's cortisol levels go down, their stress levels go way down by up to 10-15%, which is pretty big. And then their natural killer cells increase. And natural killer cells are what fight off cancer cells. So these are really important things. If you can increase your natural killer cells by 40% after only 2 days in nature, you're going to have a better life. And another cool stat that I always like to point out is that even having a plant in your office or your bedroom kind of increases people's chance of living 5 years longer, which is pretty cool. So what I'm trying to get at is nature is pretty amazing. It's something that you can kind of do for free. It's something that we're lacking and we need more of. And it's something that can help with very little effort on your part. And I always try to take at least 30 minutes a day in nature, regardless of the weather. And I've never really regretted it, no matter how cold or how rainy. It always feels good just to get outside. And I do guarantee the internet will be there when you get back. So just get outside today. Spend some time in nature, and your body and your brain will thank you. So for today's self-reflection, we're going to look a little bit about our favorite spots in nature, maybe motivating us to get out there and see them. But that's all I have for today. Have a great day, enjoy nature, and see you tomorrow.